Ominous Forge. You duck into a small hut. Inside you find what appears to be a forge. The smithing tools are covered with dust, yet a fire roars inside the furnace. You feel on edge. So you can upgrade a card in your deck, like you would normally from smithing. Rummage. Obtain a special relic, but become cursed with pain. Unplayable. While in hand, lose 1 HP whenever you play another card. Oof. That's annoying. But what's the special relic? I think I'm going to do it anyway, obtaining the special relic. Because none of those upgrades seem great. I mean, they're fine, just not great. Okay, there we go. You decide to see if you could find anything of use. After uncovering tarps, looking through boxes, and checking nooks and crannies, you find a dust-covered relic. Taking the relic, you can't shake a sudden feeling of sharp pain as you exit the hut. Maybe you disturbed some sort of spirit? Alright, what's the relic? Warped Tongs. At the start of your turn, upgrade a random card in your hand for the rest of combat. Okay, that actually might be more helpful overall than just getting the singular upgrade. Because it's like you get different possibilities each time. What's up, cool people? My name's Matt. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. It is time. One last character to do a standard run with. And that I'll probably go back eventually and play standard again as the Ironclad and the Defect. Because I didn't actually complete those standard runs with them. But for now, I will play as the Watcher, because I have not done that yet. So the Watcher starts off with 72 HP, 99 gold. Described as a blind ascetic who has come to evaluate the Spire. Master of the Divine Stances. So, a bit ironic calling it the Watcher when the character's blind. I will also mention, I did happen upon a daily climb involving the Watcher, so that's why I'm not necessarily starting from square one with unlocks for it. So, anyway, also has at the start of each combat, add a miracle into your hand, which we'll see what that's all about here in a bit. Another try. At least confront the first boss. Enemies in your I'd rather have more max HP, because the first 3 combats really aren't that bad, generally speaking. Okay. Which path do I want to go along here? Early merchant isn't necessarily a big deal. Now, if I want to hit some elites, though, either I'm going far left. Actually, really, any path could get me to an elite. I would just need to stay away from the far right after, like, the first branch off. Okay, whatever. Something about... You know what? I'm going to take the far left path. I don't really need the early merchant visit, but because there will be a rest after the elite... Actually, you know what? I might choose this one, do the event that... Sure. Okay. Enough figuring that out. So, the Watcher is an interesting character to play as, because it has, like, different stances that do particular things. Also, real quick. Hello, TV Antenna. Appreciate the hydrate redemption. Okay. So this miracle, you start off with it in your hand because of this pure water relic. It stays in your hand each turn until you use it, essentially. That's what retain means. And it gives you 1 energy. But when you play it, it's exhausted. So, right now I want to deal some damage, since the cultist is not going to attack. I think I will use my other 2 energy to gain 8 block and enter calm stance, since that has a special effect with it. Not so much when you enter as when you leave calm stance. In fact, you can look at your own character and get the description of the current stance. So, basically it says, upon exiting this stance, gain 2 energy. Alright. Enemy wants to attack now. Interesting. I could play this and enter Wrath stance. But the question is, would I have enough? So what Wrath stance does is... Well, actually, you can read the description there. In this stance, you deal and receive double attack damage. So, instead of each of these dealing 6 damage, they would deal 12. So that's 36 there. Plus 9 is 45. Yeah, I should be able to deal enough damage. Even though Eruption uses 2 energy, I'd be leaving Calm Stance, which gives me 2 more energy. So, hiya. Yep, there it is. Energy is back. So now these each deal 12 damage. And I win. 19 gold. Add a card to my deck. Okay. Zero cost. 0 energy cost cards. I like those. You know what? Sure. Let's go with that. Alright, event time. Cleric. A strange blue humanoid with a golden helm, approaches you with a huge smile. Hello, friend. I am Cleric. Are you interested in my services? Creature shouts loudly. So, I could basically pay gold to either heal, which I don't need to do, or remove a card from my deck, which I'm not real keen on doing right now either. So, I'll just leave. You don't trust this cleric, so you leave. You know what I just realized? I could actually continue going to the right here. That would also get me an elite here in a couple of moves. With a rest site not long after. Okay. I think I'll do that rather than pigeonhole myself into the early merchant visit. Because I'm probably not going to get that much from it. Alright, we have 2 slimes here. Alright, I will play Prostrate first. Gain 2 Mantra and 4 block. Now, Mantra is something that builds up. When you get to 10 Mantra, you enter Divinity Stance. Okay, so, Acid Slime is gone. And then, yeah, I guess I'll gain 5 block. Or I could use my Miracle and then use Vigilance to enter Calm Stance. Could possibly set me up better on a later turn, so you know what, I'll do that. I know, we've been slimed. Okay. The slime does not intend to attack this turn, so I will. Okay. And that's that. Also, by the way, Caleb, if you need contact info for Discord, let me know. Let's see here. 9 damage would put it at 8 health left. That should then... yeah. Then I'll use a strike, and I win. 20 gold. Adding a card to my deck. Okay. Flurry of Blows deals 4 damage. Cost 0. Whenever you change stances, return this card from the discard pile to your hand. That's handy because it's repeatable. Halt, cost 0, gain 3 block. If you're in Wrath, gain 9 additional block. I guess, you know, it's helpful to balance that out with Wrath stance, because Wrath stance also makes you more vulnerable. But we got this Inner Peace skill that says, if you're in Calm, draw 3 cards, otherwise enter Calm. I haven't necessarily been lacking enough cards to use all of my energy so far. I have been changing stances a fair bit. So I think for that reason I might take Flurry of Blows. Alright, another event. The Scrap Ooze. As you walk into the room, you hear a gurgling and the grinding of metals. Before you is a slime-like creature that ate too much scrap for its own good. From the center of the creature, you see glints of strange light. Perhaps something magical? It looks like you can get some treasure if you just reach inside its opening. However, the acid and sharp objects may hurt. So, you reach inside this thing, which makes you lose 3 HP, but you have a 25% chance of finding a relic. Relics are very helpful. I mean, some a little more so than others, but they're like, you know, the passive additional effects can be quite handy sometimes. So far, I've been doing just fine, health-wise. So I kind of want to risk it a little bit. Aha! Got the relic. Success! After rummaging through the metal and burning acid, you finally grab a hold of a relic and yank it out. You pull your way out of the ooze, damaged but rewarded. So I think if it's unsuccessful, if I remember right, it essentially just keeps giving you more chances to get the relic that's in there. And the relic we got was, whenever you would deal 4 or less unblocked attack damage, increase it to 5. Handy for, you know, times when you gotta chip through an enemy's defenses. Well, speaking of defenses, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do too much more than defend myself here. I could do a little bit of damage. I guess we'll do 6 to this one. Defend, defend. Yeah, I'm okay with taking 1 damage this turn. Okay. Prostrate. Costs 0, so I'll do that. Flurry of Blows. So, this is 4 or well, yeah. 4 counts as 4 or less. So it should be increased to 5, which will get rid of this enemy. Yay! But now I can also use Eruption. Now I'm in Wrath stance. Flurry of Blows returns to my hand. And even if that wouldn't have gotten me the win, I had another attack card. Ooh, hello, Brilliance. Deal 12 damage, deals additional damage equal to mantra gained this combat. Sands of Time, retain, deal 20 damage. When retained, lower its cost by 1 this combat. Or Carve Reality, deal 6 damage, add a smite into your hand. Which smite has retain and deals 12 damage and then is exhausted. I am leaning towards Brilliance, A, because of the rarity, and B, it's 1 cost for 12 damage. That's really not bad. And it deals additional if you've gained any mantra, which you kind of want to go for anyway. Alright. I'm still doing pretty good health-wise. Elite time. Oh, this one. Okay, so this is one where, like, it starts doing things if I get through its guard. Okay, Flurry of Blows. Hey, you know what? What the hey? But it does still take an additional turn to decide to do something else, essentially. Meanwhile, I've chipped away 35 of its health in 1 turn. But then there's that. That's going to deal 36 damage, which is not good for me. And that would actually be even more damage. Although I think the damage part, it actually only counts like direct damage to my life for what gets doubled to me. Again, that's if I remember correctly, which I'm not entirely sure that I do. So right now, my thought is I will use my miracle, strike. 36 is a lot of damage, though. Although, is that... Yeah, okay. I guess I'll use Vigilance now. I was debating on... I'm like, okay, do I want to take 5 less damage or deal 12 more? Which, you know what? I've decided I'm going to deal 12 more. So then I'll use Vigilance, which puts me in calm stance. Flurry of Blows. Okay, so that actually brings it down to 18. So I guess maybe that's just showing how much it would have been in Wrath mode, but now that I'm in Calm, I'm going to take less damage. Okay, so it's only 10 instead of the way more that it would have been. That's better for me. Okay, gain 2 mantra and 4 block. I'm already in calm stance. So I think I will just strike once and then defend twice. and then I'll take 4 more damage. Aha, brilliance. So now instead of 12 damage, it reads 14 because, you know, got 2 mantra. Or eruption, since it's not going to attack anyway. Oh, yeah. And then brilliance alone would end it. Because being in Wrath stance means I deal extra damage. Okay, 34 gold. Anchor. Start each combat with 10 block. Ooh, okay. Not bad. Card options here. Signature move can only be played if this is the only attack card in your hand. Deal 30 damage. Oh man, and that would be bumped up to 60 if I was in Wrath stance. Just Lucky is nice because it only costs 0. Flying Sleeves is really only nice because it's 8 damage that you can retain in your hand. But yeah, Just Lucky costs 0. You scry 1, which means you look at the top card and discard it if you want, or keep it there. You gain 2 block and deal 3 damage. It's very, like, multi-purpose. But signature move could be big. I like the events. Let's see what this event is. The Ominous Forge. You duck into a small hut. Inside you find what appears to be a forge. The smithing tools are covered with dust, yet a fire roars inside the furnace. You feel on edge. So you can... So you can upgrade a card in your deck, like you would normally from smithing. Rummage. Obtain a special relic, but become cursed with pain. Unplayable, while in hand, lose 1 HP whenever you play another card. Oof. That's annoying. But what's the special relic? Especially when it says special relic. I'm just like, but I want to know. But at the same time, I kind of feel like upgrading a card would also be quite handy. So I think I'm going to go with that. I don't like you want to be able to play things, and this just punishes that. Granted, at least it only, you know, comes around once per deck cycle, so to speak. If I knew what the special relic was, I might consider that to be worth it. But, tell you what, let me see what the upgrades would do to the cards in my deck. So obviously all the strikes are just going to deal some extra damage. Defends are going to gain extra block. Eruption costs 1 less. Vigilance gains more block. Prostrate gains 1 extra mantra. Flurry of Blows deals 2 more damage. Brilliance deals more damage. Signature move deals 10 more damage. But none of those are really, like, game-breaking. Caleb, I appreciate you asking. I'd rather make the decision not knowing because I don't know. I guess when I'm playing stuff like this for the first time or encountering things like this for the first time, I kind of prefer just, you know, doing what comes naturally. You know what? I think I'm going to do it anyway, obtaining the special relic. Because none of those upgrades seem great. I mean, they're fine, just not great. Okay, there we go. You decided to see if you could find anything of use. After uncovering tarps, looking through boxes, and checking nooks and crannies, you find a dust-covered relic. Taking the relic, you shake You can't shake a sudden feeling of sharp pain as you exit the hut. Maybe you disturbed some sort of spirit? Alright, what's the relic? Warped Tongs. At the start of your turn, upgrade a random card in your hand for the rest of combat. Okay. Whoa, hello. So, you know what? And yes, agreed on being part of the fun. That actually might be more helpful overall than just getting the singular upgrade. Because it's like you get different possibilities each time. Okay, I'm gonna go to the rest site here. I don't need the full rest, so I think I might smith anyway. I'll get that permanent upgrade that I didn't get before. And overall, I think my preferred upgrade out of these is Eruption costing one less. So I'll go for that. I'm gonna go for this treasure. 24 gold. Start each combat with 1 strength. Nice. I'll go for the elite because then there's a merchant and a possible rest site right after that. And I think I can handle another elite right now. These guys. Okay. Oh, so it just randomly upgrades a card. Okay. For some reason I was thinking I had a choice in that. It doesn't say of your choice, so yeah, I guess not. Alright. 2 mantra and some block. Deal 5 damage to... I'm not going to take any damage this turn. And yet... just... so I use all the energy. I'll, gain some more block anyway. Alright. Now I've had a couple of dazed cards shuffled in. Oh, fun. Okay, well. There's the Pain Curse. So I will play Vigilance. Take 1 damage, but I gained 8 block right there. Flurry of Blows. Defend. Also, yeah, it says lose 1 HP rather than take 1 damage. So that goes through any, like, any block that you have. Oh, hold up. Miracle Plus. Okay. I'm taking 3 more damage to keep myself from, well... yeah, taking 3 more damage to keep myself from taking an extra 5. Because with this one... because I would take 18 total damage from the block and the HP, given the attacks coming at me. But if I get rid of this guy by playing Miracle and then these 2 strikes, I don't, like, it all just goes to block. So, doing that, even though pain. Also, hello Pirate Jason. Hope you're doing well. Okay. No more pain for now. But yeah, that's just basically until it gets cycled back around in my deck. Ooh. So I could play Eruption. Yeah. I am very much thinking I will do that. So I will play Eruption. Now, because of changing stances, I gained 2 energy from leaving Calm. That deals 10 damage. That deals 38. So Brilliance alone gets rid of this guy. Then Flurry of Blows. And then Signature Move deals 62 damage. Bye-bye. Okay, 25 gold. Pen Nib. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. Like I needed more damage. Dexterity Potion. Improves block gained from cards. Right. Deceive Reality. Gain 4 block, add a safety into your hand. Okay. Which the safety has retain and gain 12 block for 1 energy. Sure, why not? Okay. I'm thinking I want to visit a merchant now. Ah, dang. The relics are expensive this time. Ice Cream. Energy is now conserved between turns. Ginger, you can no longer become weakened. The only one I can afford is... Oh, Medical Kit. Unplayable status cards can now be played whenever you play a status card exhausted. Huh. So then... Although a curse is not the same thing as a status. Never mind. It doesn't do quite what I thought it would. So I think I'm actually going to buy one of those. Then I can buy Bandage Up. And... Sash Whip is kind of nice, but I'm also liking the discounted Battle Hymn. Sure. Okay. So the rest would heal me just shy of full. But then there's another rest before the boss anyway. You know what? I am not going to put too much thought into it right now. I'm going to go for the battle. Gives me slightly more options a bit later. Oh, yay. I have Pain in my starting hand. Love that. Prostrate. Because then Brilliance will deal more damage. Play Battle Hymn. And I already have enough block for this turn. Because of Pain being in my hand, I might just leave it at that for now. Alrighty, so 13... So I could deal up to 27 damage, it seems. Although, no. 13, 23, 30. Oh, but then one more energy would be enough. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do all that. Make sure I use this strike. That. Miracle, strike, win. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Be careful of adding too many cards to your deck. Yeah, I'll admit I have not been particularly careful with that in my runs. So far, I don't know if I'd say that in particular has caused me too many problems. Then again, I have not completed my first standard run on 2 of the characters, so maybe that contributes more than I realize. Cut through Fate, deal 7 damage, scry 2, draw a card. Start of your next turn, enter Wrath and draw 2 cards. Or another Flurry of Blows. See, now having multiple of those can combo off well with the whole stance changing thing. The only time that doesn't really combo off like that is if you have to put your discard pile back into your draw pile because you've played all the cards. Okay. I think I'll be able to handle... Well... Okay, so I could smith at this rest stop. And then do the event after it. Or I go event battle. I think I'm gonna smith, actually. And what does this look like when upgraded? Heals 6 HP, okay. Let's gain 7 block. Signature move deals 10 more damage. Battle him. Becomes innate. So I just inherently get to use it right away. If I so choose. Since it's a thing that, you know, triggers every turn, that sounds kind of like a good idea to have right off the bat. I'm gonna upgrade that. See, overall, card upgrades really are a bit better than getting more cards. At least depending on which cards you might get. Because, like, as Jason here has sort of mentioned, if you add more cards to your deck, that means there's more possibilities of getting things that you don't necessarily want in that moment. But okay, battle him. Vigilance plus. Gain 12 block and enter calm. I have more than enough block for this turn. For now, I will save the miracle. And great, now I have pain in my hand. Okay, prostrate to gain block. Flurry of blows, because I'll probably be changing stances before long. That's just shy of enough to get rid of the slime, dang it. Okay, smite. Strike. Then I'll take the 1 damage to essentially take 3 less from their attacks. Or I could use the miracle and get rid of the slime. Which means... Okay, so... I take 2 damage for that, and then only take 1 from the attacks. Otherwise, I'm taking 8 damage. So, yeah. Or, wait, sorry. I thought of that wrong. I don't know why I thought that was an attack card of some sort, but you know what? That's okay. Now I'm taking no damage from the attacks. Okay, Flurry of Blows will get rid of that acid slime. I will definitely use Bandage Up, because yay healing. Oh, and then... Oh, the Pen Nib. I'm like, why are these dealing so much damage? It's because of the Pen Nib. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. So, Smite, goodbye. Alright, 18 gold. Snecko Oil. Draw 5 cards. Randomize the cost of cards in your hand. That's a very hit or miss kind of thing. I might actually leave that behind. Intentionally. Alright, Empty Mind. Draw 2 cards. Exit your stance. Consecrate. Deal 5 damage to all enemies. Or Just Lucky. I kind of like the multi-functionality of Just Lucky. I haven't run into issues. I mean, occasionally having an option to exit a stance is helpful. Because, like, if I'm in Wrath and I don't want to take damage, or don't want to take as much damage, or, like, if I'm in Calm but want the extra energy for some reason... still. I'm gonna skip the Snecko Oil, actually. Okay. Actually going to rest at this rest area. Because now I'm only missing 7 HP. Oh, hello. This thing. Intends to block this turn. Mode shift. After receiving 30 damage, changes to a defensive mode. Okay, well, I'll play Battle Hymn. And then... Brilliance. And... Strike. And that'll do for now. Oh, geez, 32 damage. And I don't even have that many block gaining cards in my hand. Although, 1, 2, 3, it's not terrible. Alright, Dexterity Potion, drink. And let's see what this brew gives me here. Ooh, hello. Gain 3 thorns. Swift Potion, draw 3 cards, and it gave me 2 of those. Right now doesn't seem like the best time for that. Alrighty, I will bandage up. Play this to gain some block and deal a little damage. Flurry of Blows. I guess I'll keep it there. Defend. Deceive Reality. And then the safety here will give me enough block to not take any damage from the attack. Oh, but what if I make it go to defensive mode, though? Should have thought a little more about that. But I mean, I guess I would have played most of those anyway. Let me use Smite here. Okay. Mode shift. And I will keep these other 2 cards in my hand. Sharp-Hide. Oh, right. Now it gains Thorns. So, let me see here. It having Thorns is a little bit inconvenient for me. Whenever you play an attack, take 3 damage. Okay, so... Oh, Miracles. Was that a Miracle Plus the whole time? Not sure, but... Flurry of Blows. Twice. So now my block is gone. 31. Also, that's every 10th attack, right? Yeah, duh. Kind of has to be. I'm thinking about using the Miracle. Because, like, then I'll do that. I will gain 10 block here. Which means I can then replay my Flurry of Blows cards. Because I've entered Calm. Dang. Just 1 energy shy of being able to play all of this. Smite. Whew. 62 damage is a lot. I think that's a little too hard to pass up. Oh, yeah, because of the pen nib. So, kaboom. Yes, I'm going to take a little damage myself, but I'll heal after this boss fight anyway. Let's see here. See, that's attack damage. I don't think Thorns affect things in quite that way. Alright, so if I play Eruption, I essentially gain 1 energy because of the 2 from exiting Calm Stance. However, if I'm not getting rid of it this turn, I'm taking double the damage myself then. Especially because of all the Thorns I'd be taking damage from along the way. Because that actually then means instead of 32, I'm taking 35, 38, 40, 41, 44, 47, and then if I play the 2 others, that's like 53 damage I take. Yikes. So I'm going to focus on blocking this turn and see what else might happen instead. Because because Smite has Retain, I'm gonna do the Strike Plus instead. Okay. And I lose no health this turn. Oh. Okay. Now it's doing a different thing. Oh, lovely time for Pain to be in my hand. Okay. Gain 6 block there. I'm not going to be able to play Signature Move. So otherwise I'm just... Hold up. Oh, that's every turn. Why do... Why was I reading that before as if it was just at the start of combat? Okay. Although if I deal 40 damage to it, it'll go back to defensive mode and probably not attack this turn. Which... 17... 30... I wouldn't be able to deal enough for that, dang it. So I guess then I will block. Okay, I've got 13 block now. Of course, oh wait, no. Thorns are not there anymore. Got 13 block, which means I'll only be taking 20 damage. No, sorry. It would be 20. Now I'm only taking 7 because of the block. Alright. I'll play that smite. I am taking 1 damage for each card I play, though. I'll play that smite there, too. Okay. Alright. See, but the cards that return to my hand from changing stances are not in the discard pile anymore, so they cannot return to my hand that way. Oh, it intends to block this turn. So, Eruption. Well, now it's already gained block and wants to apply a buff. Still. Smite. Strike. Another strike. I'll do that just to have the safety in my hand for later. And end my turn. Good time to change to Wrath stance. Especially because now I can pretty much just play something like this, and boom, I win. Hooray! Alright, 99 gold, and... ooh, Devotion. At the start of your turn, gain 2 mantra. Combos off of that 1 attack nicely. Judgment. If the enemy has 30 or less HP, set their HP to 0. So just insta-kill if they're low on health. Okay. Lesson learned. Deal 10 damage. If fatal, upgrade a random card in your deck. Upgrades are good too, though. But... dang. These are all good options. Just the idea of being able to upgrade cards that way. Because, like, it doesn't say that it's a temporary upgrade either. It just says upgrade. Not for the rest of combat. Just flat out upgrade. But only if fatal. So, oh. Also doesn't work on minions. Helpful to know. Hope I don't regret this, but I'm going with lesson learned. And what do we get here? Sacred Bark. Double the effectiveness of potions. Astrolabe. Upon pickup, transform 3 cards, then upgrade them. Coffee Dripper, gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer rest at rest sites. Heck no. Sacred Bark could definitely be nice if I get some good potions, but Question is, what are those going to transform into? If I do the astrolabe, I personally don't tend to use potions that much, because I'm the kind of player who tends to stockpile them for when I think they're needed. So, with that in mind, I think I'm going to go with the astrolabe. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to go with the astrolabe here. Alright. So if I'm going to transform any of these cards, I probably want to go with some of the more basic ones. So I'll pick a strike and a defend. Actually, I might go with 2 strikes and a defend. Yeah, sure. Okay. So out of that, I got... I guess it shows it in pickup order here. So I got a Crescendo Plus, which, because it's upgraded, it costs 0. Retain, enter Wrath, and exhaust the card. Crush Joints Plus, deal 10 damage. If the last card played this combat was a skill, apply to Vulnerable. And then Inner Peace Plus, if you are in Calm, draw 4 cards, otherwise enter Calm. Could also help, trigger the Flurry of Blows stuff. Just saying. Okay. And there is Act 1 with the Wanderer. Okay, so yeah, the Watcher has... I don't know, the whole stance mechanic is sort of an interesting twist in just the overall gameplay and how it all works. Like, being able to basically affect, or like, impact what you're able to get at different points, and like, being able to almost suddenly sort of flip a switch and be like, alright, this is a great opportunity to attack and deal a bunch of damage. Let me go Wrath mode. Or, if you're in Wrath mode and it's like, ooh, this is looking rough. I don't think I want to take all this damage or something. You can, like, scale that back. Sometimes. There is, like, it's not foolproof. But, yeah, seems to be going alright so far. On to Act 2. But as always, like and share if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get updates when I post new videos. Look down in the description for links to social media pages, along with my Discord server and my supporter page. And if you got any thoughts or questions, leave them down in the comment section below all of that. So that's it for now. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon for another video. But whatever the case is, till next time, stay cool, people.